Cyclone SC, big time.
That is so compressed. All right, ready?
Yep.
JD, you said the type of mindset switch post All-Star break.
I mean, it's funny that you say that. There shouldn't be, but there always is. You know, it always seems that after the All-Star break, you know, there's a ramp up in intensity and obviously the importance of what it feels like each game is. You know, we try to preach that a game in December is just as important as a game in, you know, February, March, April, but when you see the finish line and you see where, you know, teams are and what they're fighting for, it just seems to be a little more real. So, you know, the expectation is for everybody that, you know, the intensity ramps up a little bit and, you know, the competition level raises as well.
What's the focus that, I guess, as you guys are ramping back up, getting back into it now, that you've had a chance to sort of think about where you're at?
It's continuing to focus and pay attention to the details. That's, to me, you know, what separates teams and understanding the importance of what a mistake means, what a turnover can mean, how important every single possession is, and paying attention to details so that you can win every single possession or as many of them as you can.
As a coach, what do you say to the guys in the aftermath of a player requesting and getting a buyout?
I mean, we just had a conversation about, you know, the reasons why, and, you know, understanding, you know, where our bigger focus is and what this organization is trying to do. You know, I think this organization does a great job of taking care of the people who have taken care of it. And, you know, in that situation, giving Kevin an opportunity to go somewhere where he can compete and he can play was right by him. And, you know, that's kind of the conversation and the message to the guys.
Were you surprised that it got to that point?
I mean, you never want it to get to that point. I think just understanding the nature of our business, it wasn't a surprise, so to speak. Like, knowing Kevin wants to compete, knowing he wants to play, you know, have a specific role laid out for him. You know, it was the only, you know, only available option from that standpoint, from the conversations that we had.
Did you sense in any way the guys being negatively impacted by it?
I mean, you know, anytime you lose a teammate that you like, you're going to be disappointed. But, you know, I think the guys understood and understand, you know, what got us to that point and where, you know, where we're moving forward.
With 21 games left on the schedule, just what are your, I guess, what are reasonable expectations as far as like what you're expecting of your team going down this stretch run? Because obviously with success comes elevated expectations, and you guys have had.
Yeah, we're again, you know, focused on what's here in this building and the conversations that we have. You know, we have high expectations for ourselves, but our expectations are, you know, are we performing the right way and to our standard and what we believe in? You know, if we play the way that we believe we're capable of and play to our values, that's a success for us. And then, you know, the wins and losses come from there. So, you know, our focus is, you know, again, can we be the most competitive team? Can we be the most selfless team? And then, you know, are we learning and growing, understanding the importance of the details in possession by possession in a basketball game?
Something off topic, load management is becoming, well, it has been a topic of conversation as someone who's been around the league as long as you have. I understand the sport has changed, athletes change with generations in that. What's the, I guess, the balance from your perspective of you want to take care of this generation and kind of go with their flow, but at the same time, generations before where travel was more difficult, accommodations were more difficult, they still played every day.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to me, and, you know, we've kind of talked about this before, and I'll be interested to see 10 years from now what this looks like, but guys these days are having longer careers, right? I think guys are able to accomplish more just because of the pure amount of games that they end up playing over more seasons. I do think that is because teams, excuse me, and people are managing, you know, the burdens that the guys have to carry throughout each particular season. You know, we'll see if that continues as a trend. You know, again, I like guys to play. You know what I mean? Personally, that's who I am. We try to manage, excuse me, our practice days around that. We obviously protect our guys based on injury, and we'll always err on the side of safety and caution with that. But I think it's important that you get those calluses and you play through some tough situations. So it is a balance, but you know, I think it's something that we have to continue to study and figure it out.
Out of those 21 games you have left, you've already played 61, and that's leading the NBA, including the Clippers, and they didn't necessarily play that many games. Is that either an advantage or a disadvantage to play that big of a chunk already?
I mean, it's crazy to think about, but you know, when you look at our schedule down the stretch, it is one, you know, I think we've got only 2 back-to-backs left. There's multiple times where we have a couple of days in between. So we should be able to take advantage of those rest days and practice days. So we do look at it as, you know, now there is an opportunity to have some advantages where teams are trying to gain ground and they're playing more games. You know, now fatigue sets in and those types of things.
Over the last few weeks, did you see signs of Kevin being unhappy?
I think it's, yes, you know, and it's not a, you know, a disruptive unhappy or combative unhappy. Kevin wants to play, and I understand that. He wants to be on the floor. You know, he can help teams or help a team. He believes that, you know. So I think, you know, it's that frustration of not being able to participate with your teammates that you could feel and you could sense.
Did you talk to him in the past week or so as things were happening?
I have not, no. I reached out, but I have not had a chance to catch up with him yet.
And then I guess bigger picture with him, because you're not able to he's been a part of Kelsey's, from your perspective and your relationship with him, what does he think?
I mean, you know, he helped bring this organization back or to a place, you know, that it hadn't been. You know, to be able to win a championship anywhere, to be able to go to, what was it, 4 straight finals, I believe it was. Like, I mean, that's something that should definitely be praised and be recognized and appreciated. There's a ton of respect for all the things that you have to go through in order to get there. You know, there's so many sacrifices you have to make. You know, in my time with him here, the sacrifices he made for, you know, the younger guys and for the better of the team, like, those things can't go unmentioned and, you know, not appreciated. So, you know, there's nothing but respect and appreciation for him. But just, you know, again, an opportunity for him to move on to a place where, you know, he feels he'll be able to contribute, have a role consistently, and that's what he was looking for.
Do you think his number should be retired?
For sure. There's no reason why it wouldn't be.
Hey, non-basketball related question, organizationally. It's Black History Month. We're looking at how the organization has kind of made an impact to bring diversity from the top through. As a Black head coach, how have you seen that develop, and then how does it feel to be a part of an organization that kind of puts so much effort and emphasis on? It's an awesome feeling to be in a place where you feel you're wanted, and it's an awesome place to be where you feel like you're judged fairly. So many times in so many places, you know, you are not judged fairly. You're always judged as something different, where you have to do 3 times as much in order to be appreciated equally. You know, here it feels like if you do the job the right way, no matter what you look like or where you come from, you'll be respected and treated the same and treated fairly. And all you can ask for is a fair opportunity and a fair shot. And there's so many positions in the NBA, in business in general, that Black people, women, you know, are not fairly represented. And I think here, when you go through top to bottom, if you just look at the pictures, you know, it's a picture of diversity and a picture of opportunity. And, you know, again, it does not go unnoticed. You know, myself, Kobe, Shelley, like, it goes on and on and on. Kevin Clayton, you know, like, there's representation, and it gives people
all over an opportunity to see something and strive for something, because there's things that have barriers that have been broken down and opportunities that can actually present themselves. All right, thank you guys.
Thanks,
have a good one.
You too.